Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to day 10. SubhanAllah, we are on day 10 of Ramadan, and welcome to today's live. Super excited to have you here and really happy to be here myself. So today I wanted to talk about a question I get asked a lot, a discussion we get into with mums about raising children who tidy up, okay? Who tidy up, are organized, and can maintain different spaces and are able to put away what they take out. Okay, so a lot of moms say, well, this is what I'm trying to do. Every time my child takes a toy out, I encourage them to put it back and get them in this habit of cleaning up and staying organized and maintaining spaces. So I'm sure you're thinking about that as well. Okay, and what I said in the introduction of this live is in the when I was writing about it, that I never tell my child to tidy up. Okay, and that's what I've titled it: Why I Never Tell My Children to Tidy Up. Okay, and you read that right, because I don't. All right, so today I'm going to spend some time telling you about why I don't do that and the concept behind it. Okay, so let's have a think about what exactly we're talking about. Okay, what is really happening? So amongst the goals that you have for your homeschool in the kind of children you want to raise is that they tidy up. Okay, they tidy up, they are organized, and they can find what they want, they can access things and put things away themselves, right? So naturally you'd think, well, I need to start young, all right? I need to start young. I need to start teaching them young, when they're young, and how to tidy up every time. And when you do that, okay, when they're using something and you're like, okay, now we'll put it away. Okay, when you do that, you find that it probably happens for that moment. Okay, but next time they forget again, they don't do it, they don't put it away, and then you're left with like tons of toys out and tons of things that they had used, and you get frustrated. All right, you get frustrated and you think, well, this is not working, and every day at tidy up time, it feels like it's a battle. You want them to do one thing and they don't want to do it, and it just ends up like a very icky situation. All right. You're frustrated, they're frustrated, and it's just not happening, okay, the way you want it to be. Okay, so with us, my eldest is 8, and for those of you who don't know, alhamdulillah, I have 4 children. I have an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a son who's just turned 3, and a daughter who's just turned 1. Okay, so I have 2 girls and 2 boys, mashallah. So with my eldest and with the rest as well, I've never told them to tidy up. Okay, I think I've done it about 2 to 3 times when I was really done and frustrated and tired. I did it those times. Okay, but I never stop on a day-to-day basis and say, right, you tidy up, you do this, and you've got to tidy up and put that away. We don't do that. All right, and my eldest is now 8, okay, and he is able to tidy up and organize spaces himself without me prompting him. All right, and from the very beginning, when he was little, there was no concept of put things away, do it now. Okay, so here's the thing: if you don't know the right way to nurture this skill, this mindset into children of tidying up, if you don't know how to do that, okay, yes, there is a way. So what you can do is more harm than good, okay, because our children are rapidly learning about themselves, about their identity, about who they are, okay, through us, okay. And if you're constantly telling them how to show up, what to do, how to do it, and you're not clear about how to nurture this skill, and you're doing what you think you should be doing, you can actually cause more harm than good. Okay, so it's absolutely essential you get clear on how you can nurture this into young children. All right, so you are starting young, but with a completely different concept and idea and clarity about how to do it in a way that is healthy okay, in a way that is lasting, in a way that is going to develop a positive identity in your child. Okay, so let's go. Let's explore this. So firstly, let me ask you, why do you tidy up? Why do you tidy up? All right, simple as it seems, it's very important we think about this question. Why do you tidy up? Let me know in the comments. Why do you tidy up? One reason why we tidy up is because it's just what we do. Okay, there's a lot of cultural expectation in how our houses need to look, need to be, you know, that showcased house that we see when we're walking around in IKEA. We expect our homes to look that way, okay, and to stay that way. And you know, and I know, living with children, it's a completely different picture. All right. So we have this cultural expectation, even from the, you know, South Asian culture, that our houses should be guest ready. You should always be ready to have someone knock on your door. And the way you be ready is that your house should be looking a certain way. I remember when we were growing up, we had this panic when somebody used to knock the door, that we all had to go around and resetting everything, and it was just a dumb thing. We thought that we can only invite somebody in when everything is in its place. All right, so that's one of the main big reasons why we tidy up. Okay, and another reason why we tidy up is because it gives us a sense of control. All right, how do you feel when you see lots of things, everything just everywhere? All right, it makes us feel out of control. So one of the reasons why we tidy up is because it helps us feel in control. All right, when things are out there placed, you're like, you know, your brain is trying to make sense of what's going on and what's where, and it takes energy, and having everything in place gives you control. Right? And here's a thought. Why are we relying on this feeling of control to accept ourselves, to feel good for that day? Okay, if we are relying on this environment to give us this sense of control, then there's something that internally needs to be dealt with. Because if you're relying on external to give you this sense of control, something internally needs to be developed, explored a bit more. Okay, because you don't have control internally, you're seeking that control externally. All right, so that's a really interesting point. So we tidy up because of cultural expectations, and it's just something we've always done, and it gives us a sense of control. So here's the thing. Let me invite you to relook at your reason as to why you tidy up. Why? And I don't use the word tidy up here in my home. We always use the word reset. Okay, resetting spaces. We reset spaces. Now, let me give you the concept behind this. Okay, we don't tidy up. We reset so we can use the spaces all over again. So when I reset spaces, okay, and I'm inviting you to relook at why you do it, we are doing so everybody can use the space all over again to help further their interests, to play, to engage in what their heart desires, to undo the space. So you're doing it up, you're tidying up to undo it. All right? Not so it stays the way stays the way you've reset it, you've tied it up. That shouldn't be your expectation. You are tidying up so you can use the space all over again. Engage with the spaces that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, to use them to kind of engage in the recent things we're interested in. All right, just giving an example of the kitchen. You don't tidy the kitchen up so you never use it again. You reset everything, put the dishes away, or everything away, so you can go in and cook again. Okay, create a meal again. Just like that, the other spaces around your house should only be reset so you and your children can use them all over again. Okay, and here's the thing: why are they using them? How are they using the spaces? To fulfill their internal instincts that Allah has given them for exploring, for their inquisitiveness, for their imagination. All right, so everything that they're doing and engaging in is developing themselves, okay, engaging in this fitrah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them. So in that context, everything you pick up, whether it feels like 1,000 times or one time, is rewarding for you. When you put something away, you are contributing to the little Muslims who will grow to become the leaders of the ummah. Okay, everything that they're engaging in is not futile. It's not only a worthwhile experience if they're building that train track or if they are building blocks. No, even when they're taking the mugs out your shelves, all right, all your plates and your pots, okay, undoing the laundry to go and jump and dive in it, all right, even when you're resetting that, it's a means of ibadah and reward for yourself. Okay, so this perspective gives us a different outlook on tidying up. Okay, as opposed to the usual cultural expectation that you tidy up so things stay that way. And when they don't stay that way, you become frustrated. Right? And in this context, when we are inviting our children to tidy up, okay, the other thing at play here is when you're choosing to do that. Okay, so first understand why you're doing that, why you want to build this in your child, in what context, so they can access their spaces and they can get something when they wish to get it, and understand it's a skill that when they grow up, they can use the spaces to help further their interests. Okay, so what does that look like for a young child? The only thing you need to do now at this age is role model. That's it. Okay, because it's not fair that when you choose to reset the spaces, your child should be getting into the zone with you. All right, because it requires you to get into a zone, right? When we're tidying up, it requires us to get into a zone, a mindset when you want to tidy up. And you can't expect that when your child is engrossed and in another world, that you expect them to come out of that and get into a zone of tidying up. And what do we do when we tidy up? It's a really big skill. We have to assess the environment, choose what we're going to do, go to it, focus on that, see where it goes, not get distracted by something else. It's a very big, it involves so many processes that we take for granted. And that's why for a child to engage in those sort of, in this tidy up concept is very overwhelming, because you'll find that when you ask them to do one thing, like put this pen away, before they even get to that pen, they will probably have noticed something else and drifted and wandered off. Okay, that's how they are made. That's how their fitrah is at this age. Okay, so what you need to do at this age is model, just model. Okay, and be vocal about why we reset spaces. Okay, in your day-to-day interactions. So I can find this later on. So we can have some space to walk. Not, because somebody might just come through the door, or what will grandma say, or what will dad say. All right? You focus on what matters, what is relevant in your conversations, in how you're in what you're modeling. All right? And what will happen is with time, they will find their own times, if not merging with yours as they grow older. They will start resetting spaces as well, because this understanding, I can find my things when I need them, because I want some space in my room, or because I've lost something and I want to find it, so save this from being repeated, or my bed's getting a bit full and cluttered, my bedside table needs doing. These are the reasons for which they are motivated and engaged in resetting things, as opposed to not being good enough to keep things in one place, or not being good enough for tidying up at a certain time, which you expected them to. Okay, and here's the thing, here's what I want you to take away from here, that this is just one example of how you can use the fitra of a child to make sure that we are nurturing a skill in a way that is in line with their fitra, not based on an external expectation and an external yardstick to measure what should be done or not. You're using the internal instincts of your child to nurture a skill in a way that is in line with their nature, okay, not against. And just like that, there is a way to nurture the iman in children and the different skills that you want, okay, of reading and writing and math, all in line with this identity of being a Muslim and loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, you want them to excel in all their areas of life and become whole. All right, you want to nurture their hearts, nurture their emotions. So just like that, there is absolutely a way to do this, okay, which is going to be in line with their fitrah. All right, so if you want to homeschool in a way that is in line with the natural educative instincts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them, and raise this whole child who is intrinsically motivated, who is a lifelong learner, who loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and who loves to learn, all right, then get in touch with myself, because it's exactly what I do to support moms, okay? We support moms to achieve this vision that they have, all right? So if you are committed to finding this way, all right, and you have a child between the ages of 0 to 7, get in touch with myself, all right? And the link that you need to use is maryamhomeeducation.com/call. That is MARYAM, homeeducation.com/call. All right, this link will take you to my calendar. Choose a time that is suitable for yourself, and if you have any other decision makers, then make sure they are on the call as well with you. Choose that relevant time, and I will get in touch with you. We'll have a look at what is working for you right now in this homeschooling journey, what isn't. Okay, and if I can help you bridge that gap, I will absolutely show you and tell you how I can support you. If I can't support you myself, I will steer you to somebody else who can support you. Right? Either way, you'll get massive value from this call and massive clarity about where you're at and where you want to go. Okay, so the link is maryamhomeeducation.com/call. I'm really excited to hear from you, okay, through that link. And spaces do fill up fast, so go and check that out just now. And until then, until tomorrow now, I'm going to see you here, same time, same place for our live on day 11 of Ramadan. Okay, inshallah, see you then. Speak soon, and you take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.